So, hello and welcome to this week's episode of the Turn 5 podcast. We're all here, which is a bonus that apparently doesn't happen very often anymore. But
it
all
helps
here.
when people don't go off and see washed up YouTubers. But
yeah, that's true.
And go on holidays.
Yeah. We still think you should join Drunk.
I don't know. We'll see. We'll see. We'll see.
Do it.
But what is there? Is there a race next week or not?
No.
As in,
Is it a double header?
I don't know. I can't
I don't
remember
think
anymore.
it is.
It's been so long since I looked at the calendar. Yeah, it is.
it
Oh.
is.
Get wrecked.
Oh God, at Japan. That means it's an early start.
Yep. This is going to be make it feel like it's been almost 2 days since we actually watched the race by the time we do this.
Yeah, 6 in the morning on the Sunday.
Whoop.
Yuck. Anyway, that's not this week. This week is Singapore. Woo! The best street race on the calendar.
Oh God, no, it's not.
Well, what is then?
Baku.
Oh yeah, true.
Spa as well.
Spa's not a
Doesn't
street
number.
race.
But sorry, I didn't realize you said street. I thought you just said best race on the calendar.
No, best street race.
That's
Yes,
Okay.
the well-known streets of Spa-Francorchamps.
yeah.
I'm sure they're good for rally
Right.
driving.
But okay, second best street race calendar.
Saudi Arabia.
Piss off. It's just not.
Shouldn't be on the calendar.
Exactly.
Monaco.
No, Richard, no.
That's
No.
only just on the calendar.
So Spa, apparently.
Mm.
But anyway, yes. Singapore. What are we looking forward to?
Race.
Cars on track.
Yeah.
Well, to be fair, it does feel like it's been ages.
It's
What,
another
2
race
weeks?
to tick off before Latifi's end.
Yeah.
It's another
Oh,
good
yeah, that
feat.
was the big news this week.
Latifi,
Latifi
gone.
is gone. It's finally happened.
Thank the Jesus.
And Yuki Tsunoda got a contract extension.
Yes, it did.
Congrats. But that does open up another seat on the grid.
Yep.
So far we've got a seat at Williams, a seat at Alfa Romeo, a seat at Alpine, and tentatively a seat at Alpha Tauri because we think Gasly's going to leave them.
Maybe.
Maybe.
As it stands, he has a contract, so there isn't
Yeah.
a seat there. So,
Hence why I say tentatively.
yeah.
Yeah.
The firm knowledge is Alpine, Alfa Romeo, Haas, Williams.
Yeah. Yeah. So 4 seats, maybe.
Well, I mean, it would still be 4 because if Gasly's not at Alpha Tauri, he's Alpine.
True. Hopefully. This is where Helmut Marko pulls a mad one and just sacks him. Away with you.
You know, that would probably be the least surprising thing Helmut Marko's ever done.
Sure.
Fair play to Jost Capito, though. He actually stuck to his word. He said that Latifi had the 3 European races. Now they're done, and he's gone.
He said he had the 3 races. Then he poisoned Alex Albon to give him appendicitis, got Nick de Vries in the other car,
Yeah.
showed him how it should be done, and now he's gone.
Yeah. That does mean no coffee cash on the grid next year, though, which is very sad.
I'm quite happy without it, to be honest.
Richard, you'll need to get a new Zoom profile picture.
I know, sad noises. Maybe I'll just keep it in.
Join me.
Maybe I'll just keep it as like a heritage thing, you know.
Throwback to when Latifi was on the grid.
Yeah.
This is where Latifi pulls like a mad one and gets the Alpine seat.
Oh my God, no, please, 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 I beg of thee, no. He's had his chance. He's
3
been
years.
like, okay, I know it's been the worst car on the grid for literally the whole time he's been there, but
Apart from last year.
he has been outclassed by every single teammate he's had.
Yeah.
And at some point, you've just got to go, you're not cut out for it. Goodbye.
Goodbye. Yeah.
Like, it's fine, you know, like people reach their ability level, and that's where they should be, you know. But Latifi's been promoted one step beyond that, because he was decent in Formula 2.
Yeah, it was runner up. If I remember right. Yeah.
But
Well, I think that
it's
grid wasn't too competitive. I think that was Nick de Vries's winning year, was it?
Mm.
No, it was. Who was after George?
I thought it was De Vries.
Oh, it was.
I don't know.
Let's find out.
There's while you're finding out, there's also Williams put out a post saying our favorite 5 Nicholas Latifi moments. Number 5, a solid debut.
Number 4, opening the fridge to a shelf full of
Now-
Nutella.
From what I remember, his debut in practice, he put it in a wall.
Hey, look,
Only get 11.
Yeah, but
Yeah.
practice doesn't matter, remember.
Uh,
Practice
anyway.
doesn't matter.
his
Yeah,
his
so,
debut
right,
race.
so-
His debut race was significantly better than Le Egg.
Yeah.
Practice,
That's very true.
practice irrelevant. So then,
So yeah,
number
Latifi
one-
Wait,
was
wasn't his
was runner-up to
debut
De Vries.
Austria?
Austria 2020.
Yeah. So his
Yeah.
debut was he finished last and 9 people DNF'd.
so
Yeah.
Good job.
But that
practice.
still means he finished 11th.
Yes, but 9 people DNF'd. Those were the only people he overtook.
Anyway,
But he still finished 11th.
Yeah, I can't say. Practice doesn't matter. His number 1 moment is going P1 in practice. So
To be fair,
yeah.
he is driving a Williams.
you work that one out though. Practice doesn't matter.
Practice doesn't matter unless you're at the top,
Yeah, practice doesn't matter.
in which
Until you're
case
P1.
practice means everything.
We said the same thing about preseason testing, that the times don't matter, and then Richard was getting all excited about McLaren topping preseason testing.
Although to be fair, they might be adding points to practice. So
God,
please,
God,
no!
no.
I'm gonna have to dub in the Michael Scott over that.
yeah, but it was who's it? It was the Italian person. I forgot
Yeah,
his name.
Domenicali.
Yeah.
Stefano.
Yes.
Sorry, points for qualifying, I can forgive. Points for practice, no.
You can forgive points for qualifying.
Yeah, points for qualifying isn't actually the worst idea.
I'd
Oh,
say
boss.
Oh,
Yeah.
why the f-
pole position points are fine.
Just points for qualifying.
Yeah, if it maybe like the same as the
The junior
fastest lap point.
categories.
Quali points I can forgive because it's generally not the worst idea in the world.
I don't see why they haven't gone to the same sort of system that the junior formula use, you know?
Yeah, points for pole.
yeah,
It
'cause
doesn't have to be
actually-
anything more complicated than that.
Yeah,
Yeah.
you're actually putting in the effort for quality, so that makes sense. Practice.
But, Yeah,
everyone does the
practice is
same.
all about gathering data.
But then we'll have the palaver of like we've had recently, where Max is on pole and then instantly at the back of the grid. And who is actually on pole? And it's like,
If that under... Oh, that's actually a good point. Who does get the junior category points if you don't keep pole?
well,
It's yeah,
considering
it's
Max got the
after
award
rookies.
for pole position at that event, he got to
Yeah.
sign the tire and everything.
I think it depends on what your penalty is and what session it's given in.
I mean,
Yeah, but they
because
still
the,
get pole.
it's pole position, and then you get
Yeah.
starting grid penalties, don't you? That's
Yeah.
how it is. It's the qualifying results are set, and then the starting grid is formed after penalties are applied.
Yeah, it's not
So
like you're getting a penalty in
in
qualifying.
Yeah, no.
Yeah.
Like when Max did it in Mexico. Did you speed under yellow flags?
Yeah.
Maybe.
And what?
Oops. But yeah, so Singapore, probably the most technical circuit on the calendar. Probably the easiest to cause an incident.
100% safety car record.
Yeah.
Just saying that for everyone's F1 play benefit.
Yeah.
So that when invariably now there isn't a safety car, everyone goes and points their finger at me. For
Yeah.
I'm just going with the statistical history, okay?
There has never been a race at Singapore where there's been no safety car. There has, however, been races at Singapore where there have been many safety cars.
And there has been a race at Singapore where there was a deliberate safety car.
Yeah. Singapore 2008 says hello.
Do we want to get pole and podium predictions?
Do we not want to actually talk about it a bit more?
No.
Or are we just going straight for
No.
predictions?
Let's just go straight
There's
in.
other things we could talk about as well.
Okay.
Like 24 race calendar.
Yep.
Eco-friendly.
All right, let's go for it. Nia, predictions, please, because you've never watched the race around Singapore.
I did F1 play yesterday, so I'm just going to use that
I mean, that's fair enough, to be fair.
So again, counting, I've never seen Singapore. I've gone for Max, Charles, Esteban because why not?
Okay.
Fastest lap is Esteban. No, we don't do. Do we do fastest lap?
No, we do pole
No, we
position.
don't. Pole, yeah. They don't do pole on this.
They don't do pole on that.
Let's go with Max. Pole.
Chris?
No, that's.
No,
sorry, I'm failing my F1 play. That's not how this works.
Yeah, it
Ben,
is.
what's your predictions?
I'll wait till you go.
No.
Yeah,
That's not how this works. This is
all
my
being true.
show.
We're putting our foot down.
Your show.
Revolution.
Your show. Your show. Beep. So, who's the one that's been here every episode?
That's true. That's because you're the editor and you have to be here.
I don't. You can
doesn't
send me a
have to be,
file
yeah.
afterwards.
True. Well, I mean, that is what we did in episode 1 and 2, actually. I recorded it and sent you the file.
Yeah.
Yeah. Anyway, I'm still filling in my F1 play, so I don't have my predictions yet. Ben.
First
So
one is the podium.
I'm waiting.
Yeah, the first
I could
one is the
sit
podium.
here
You should-
all
you
day.
should do that.
I ain't got nothing to do. I ain't got nowhere to be.
Fine. Hamilton, Russell, Perez.
Oh,
Max Verstappen.
right. You just want Singapore 2017 again, don't you?
I mean, it is going to rain,
Maybe.
So
and that Singapore
have been
2017.
many
the
races of rain in between that and this race, and that hasn't
But-
happened again.
Singapore 2017 is the only time it rained in Singapore.
Mm.
Mm.
And Verstappen went across and hit Kimi and then turned back across and hit Seb. There is no need to debate. This is a factual description of events.
And then he hit Alonso as well.
Mm.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Got damage. Got
Dodgy.
damage. Ah.
dodgy.
Anyway,
Full
Ben.
description.
Verstappen pole, Verstappen, Leclerc, Hamilton.
Richard.
Verstappen pole, Verstappen Sainz, Perez.
So see how when it's first to retire, how does that work for lap 1 again?
Shortest distance.
So who
Whoever's-
crashes first?
Whoever's car finishes closest to the start line.
Mm,
So in Singapore 2017's case, that would have been Max.
Kimi Räikkönen.
But did he not go? Did he not roll past? I thought he rolled past.
See, I don't think because Max obviously kept going and then clocked Alonso.
Yeah. So
I
Alonso
think it
would
was
have
Räikkönen.
been further on than
Yeah.
Max.
Yeah, and Kimmy just went like that. Didn't he?
Okay, well then Raikkonen. So it would have been Raikkonen, Verstappen,
Max,
Alonso,
Alonso,
Vettel.
Seb. Yeah. So I'm gonna go Leclerc. With 16 finishers. Obviously, there'll be a safety car. 2 to 4 seconds. Done. F1 play submitted.
Bold predictions.
There will be a safety
Absolutely getting the beep in.
No.
I would allow it if you said there won't be a safety car.
Unexpected DNF.
Absolutely the beep. No.
Anyway, Richard, bold prediction, please.
I'm going to say that there will be only one DNF.
Ben? In fact,
Can I
bonus
say,
point, Richard. Who's it going to be?
Who's it going to be? Oh, it's going to be the Goatifi, isn't it?
Okay, fair enough. Ben?
can I say 2017 Singapore to be mentioned more in the episode?
No.
That's a guaranteed fact. Chris is here.
Especially if it happens.
Latifi crash, is that acceptable?
No.
Why?
Because it's Latifi.
He doesn't crash every race, does he?
No, just the
Most
important
races.
ones.
Yeah. No safety car then.
Okay. Nia?
Let's go with 13 finishes.
Mm.
No, I'm not going to mention who because
That's 7 drivers. That's a bit much. Okay.
Yeah. I'm going to go with... They end up on full wets.
It was meant to rain and be a thunderstorm. How's
Yeah,
that
but
a
the last
It's
bold
time-
monsoon
prediction?
season.
The last time it rained and there was a thunderstorm, they were all in enters.
It's monsoon season.
What?
It's a week. I'm giving you a half point for that.
I can't have a TV crash, but
Fine.
you can have full wets when it's monsoon.
Okay. Red flag. At least one red flag. I don't think there's been one of them around Singapore. Mainly because Massey wasn't the race director, but
Better.
is that acceptable?
Lap down, showdown. How many laps of Singapore are there?
52, I'm inclined to say.
You are inclined incorrectly. 61.
61. Not too far away.
No, only like 28 kilometers short.
I mean, will we actually see all 61 laps is the question.
Depends how hard Goatifi fucks it.
Yeah. Latifi 22 0 laps down DNF.
That doesn't work.
Did you say 2 laps down, DNF?
No,
No,
he said
0 laps
20.
down.
He gets lapped for the first time on lap 22, and yet he DNFs 0 laps down.
No, like he'll finish 0 laps down because he DNFs.
Yeah, but if he's been
No,
lapped
if
and
he's
then
been
crashed,
lapped and then crashes, he's 1 lap down DNF.
No, he's still
It's
DNF.
no, it's a
He's already
DNF
been
at the
not as it's
No,
not
that's how
classified
it's worked.
DNF.
That's how it's always worked.
Yeah,
it's
but he's still-
how many laps down is he when he DNFs? That's how it's always been.
Fine.
You absolute
One
fraud.
lap down DNF.
God, you call this
Arsehole.
your own show. Don't even know
Nice.
how the segments work. What the are you?
I just run them.
You don't even run them correctly. Me.
I do what I like.
Yeah, not anymore, mate. I'm policing the out of this.
At least we've not been relegated.
Give me any more lip and I'll demote you. I'll put you in your own category. You'll be Formula 2.
Anyway, Nia. Lapo bingo.
What the I'm deducting a point from you for that.
Can't do that. That was not.
I just did.
It's a penalty.
Oh, God.
Latifi, DNF, 1 lap down, lap 25.
25, 1 DNF. See,
Ben?
someone that can actually do it correctly.
Can I say Joe 1 lap down? No laps down. But he gets lapped on lap 34. Does that make sense?
Late safety car gets to unlap himself.
Yeah.
Cool.
Yeah.
So yeah, my thing could have worked because he's getting lapped on lap 22, safety
but then he
car, and then he
crashed.
bends it.
Yeah, but he's not 0 laps down, is he? He's still 1 lap down.
No, because
He
if there's a
crashed.
safety car, he unlaps himself.
So you didn't specify.
How can he
that
unlap
was gonna
himself if he crashed?
He would be the safety car.
He is.
Ah.
He is.
Other drivers can cause a safety car.
Mm-mm,
Yeah, but you
mm-mm.
said that he crashed.
Yeah.
And you didn't
No, I said
specify
0
that-
laps down, DNF.
No, you didn't
Yeah.
specify that he was
He
going to
could- he-
unlap himself first.
That should have been inferred.
No.
No.
Where are we at? So mine is going to be Latifi. You know what? I feel lucky 27 is going to come in. You know, Nico Hülkenberg. And he's just going to be 1 lap down. That's it. He's going to finish the race.
That's bold.
Goes completely against my bold prediction.
Yeah, I was actually, didn't you predict Latifi to crash?
It's called hedging your bets.
This is where neither of them come up.
Correct.
Does that sound like Donald Duck?
So F1 dropped the calendar for next season.
Oh, great. Yeah, there's only like 8,000 kilometers between the penultimate round and the final round.
And it's 24 rounds.
And they've got Qatar. Woohoo!
Way. Can't wait to go to Qatar.
Mhm.
Sorry, I've just noticed that F1 dropped a video. F1 explained what do all the marshals' flags mean. They covered this ages ago. We know it.
Yeah, but
You
it's
know
for
it.
all the new people that aren't nerds like you.
Although to be fair, they have went into more depth, I suppose, because they've got a light board with the rain symbol on it. I wonder if that maybe means it's raining.
No,
Yeah.
obviously just means there's a liquid
No,
fall
that's-
from the sky.
There's the one that says heavy rain with inters, or like monsoon with inters. So
All right, Winston Churchill.
Anyway, the calendar is as follows. February 23rd to 25th, pre-season testing in Bahrain.
Hooray.
March 5th, Bahrain Grand Prix. March 19th, Saudi Arabian Grand Prix. April 2nd, Australian Grand Prix. April 16th, a return of the Chinese Grand Prix.
So let's hope Joe keeps his seat.
Mm.
Huh?
April 30th, Azerbaijan Grand Prix. May 7th, the Miami Grand Prix. It's not the US Grand Prix. Is it just
No,
Miami?
it's just Miami because the US Grand Prix is the Texas.
Yeah, no,
one.
that's what I'm saying. It's not the US Grand Prix. Is
No,
it just called the Grand
it's
Prix
just
of Miami?
it's just Miami.
Yeah.
It's just Miami.
Miami. May 21st, the Pirelli del Made in Italy Emilia Romagna Grand Prix, you know, the big
Imola.
long one. Yeah, Imola for everyone else. May 28th, the Monaco Grand Prix. June 4th, Spanish Grand Prix. June 18th, Canadian Grand Prix. July 2nd, Austrian Grand Prix. July 9th, British Grand Prix. July 13th, Magyar Nagyi, the Hungarian Grand Prix. July 30th, Belgian Grand Prix.
It's before the summer break. Oh,
It
it's like I
is.
predicted it the other episode. Holy moly. Look at that. I'm just such a genius.
Then we've got nearly a month-long break before we're back. August 27th for the Dutch Grand Prix. September 3rd, Italian Grand Prix. September 17th, Singapore Grand Prix.
The day
Week
before
after.
my birthday.
Week after that, September 24th, Japanese Grand Prix. October 8th, the return of the Qatar Grand Prix. October 22nd, the United States Grand Prix. October 29th, Mexican Grand Prix. November 5th, Sao Paulo Grand Prix. It's not called the Brazilian Grand Prix anymore. November 18th, the Grand Prix of Las Vegas, pending FIA circuit homologation. And
Yeah, because it's not going to get that, is it?
And November 26th, Abu Dhabi Grand Prix. Main things to note from the calendar. Season openers on my birthday. Woo! Belgium is before the summer break. That's a new slot for them. Hopefully that means it won't be rained out.
Totally predicted that.
The return of Qatar and also China to the calendar. China, not too bad. Qatar,
I liked
seasonal.
China.
Yeah.
I've always liked the Chinese Grand Prix.
Don't like that opening section on the game. It's quite fiddly.
Yeah, but that's the game, isn't it?
Yeah, it is a good racetrack. Hopefully it suits the new cars.
2 kilometers straight. Yeah, boy.
Yeah. The debut of the Las Vegas Grand Prix, but an even bigger news, it's on a Saturday.
Yeah, night race, baby. Because for the rest of the world, that is Sunday.
Yeah, but why? Yeah, I suppose still.
Because otherwise, if they did it on Sunday night, that would be Monday morning for everyone, and they got to get up and go to work.
Yeah.
It's a it works logistically because they're so far back in the time zones of everyone else.
Yeah.
How is the rest of the weekend working then? Do they just start?
I think everything's just a day earlier, I think.
Yeah. So it'll be Thursday to Saturday. Either that or they'll do a Formula E and hold qualifying in the race on the same day.
Doubt that.
They do everything the day before.
They
But
only ever
we
really
won't-
did that when there was like extenuating circumstances.
Yeah,
Force
Well, it's raining in
majeure.
Japan.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
like monsoon weather on Intas.
I'm just getting attacked this episode because England
Good.
will be in the Nations League.
No,
Get
it's
bullied
because
because
you're an
Scotland
ass.
are doing well.
It's got nothing to do with that one.
Nothing to do with football. It's got everything to do with the fact you don't even know how your own podcast works.
The
And the
stewards will be referred for this. There'll be fines.
Off. You can just edit out anything I want, mate.
But yeah, so it's a Saturday, and then we once again have the finale in the form of Abu Dhabi.
Woo. And yes, they're making it very eco-friendly by going from Las Vegas to Abu Dhabi back-to-back race weekends.
Mm.
Nice.
But Brazil to Las Vegas is not a double header.
No.
No.
And
because that would
why
make too
can't
much sense.
why couldn't they do like, I don't know, Texas and then Vegas and then down to Mexico and Brazil? Because Las Vegas wants to be the season finale, but we signed a massive contract with Abu Dhabi, which was lots of money, and they have to be the season finale for the next 67 million years.
Yeah. But to be fair, actually, it makes sense as to why Las Vegas isn't the week after Brazil, because that would make it a quadruple header.
That's sick.
Yay.
Because we've got a triple header of USA, Mexico, Brazil.
Yeah, that's the pretty standard American leg, though, isn't it?
So let's see the double headers we've got. We've got a double header Azerbaijan to Miami. That's
nice.
Yep, that's a double header.
Oh, we got a Canada one. That's a classic.
No, we don't actually.
Whoa.
We instead have Imola, Monaco, Barcelona as a triple header.
Huh.
Canada then sits on its own, but we are going Barcelona to Canada.
Classic.
Austria, United Kingdom is a double header. Hungary, Belgium, double header. Zandvoort, Monza, double header. Singapore, Suzuka, double header. And then the triple header. There's only actually, what was that, one triple header? Two?
Two.
That's not
American
bad.
leg and the European.
Yeah. That's not the worst.
No, but it means the season's longer, doesn't it?
The season finishes November 26th.
Or
It
does it
starts
start?
earlier.
Yeah, it starts March 5th.
So
Yeah,
there you go.
starts right at the start.
But yeah, so it'll wrap up 6 days later, and it's starting 5 days earlier. So it's only really 11 extra days.
Maybe is the summer break like slightly truncated?
Well, still nearly enough 4 weeks. It's the 30th
Well, then
of
again, we
July
don't
to
have
the
this.
27th.
We don't have this section that we've just had where we've had like almost 3 weeks without a race. So
Yeah. I think the most between races is really 2 weeks.
Yeah.
So I don't know as a fan whether or not I like a longer calendar because more races, but the environment is going to be like rest in peace.
I like the idea of more races. I just don't like the races they've picked.
Yeah.
I'm just fine with a 20 race calendar. That will do. You don't need more. 24, then you could get to like race 17. Like, and it could be an interesting battle if there was 20 races in the season, but then with 24 races, you get to race 21, the title could be done.
Let's get to 26. Start on the second weekend in January and just go all year, every 2 weeks. Sorted.
No.
Whole year long, Formula One.
No, because then you really will need inters in monsoon conditions.
It's
Yeah.
satire.
You also need a will to live as well. Christ.
And snow tires at the Nürburgring.
I'd allow that one.
Admittedly, I'm a little sad to see France go because it's a cheap Grand Prix to attend.
Oh,
It's cheap because
so
it
we
was
get a
naff.
cheap one now.
So it was maybe the other Grand Prix I was looking at for next year, and then it stopped being on the calendar.
Lol.
So I'll need to reevaluate that one.
España.
Spa.
Magyar Nagyj.
Also a good
Mm.
point. Yeah, Hungary's very cheap.
Can we also stop testing at tracks we're going to as well and just like go back to Jerez? Yeah, that'd be
Estoril.
nice.
See, I can understand
Or
why they
Mugello.
test.
The Kimi ring.
I mean, I can understand why they test in Bahrain because, you know, they want to save the environment. And so they bring everything to Bahrain and just leave it there.
Yes, save the environment. Las Vegas to Abu Dhabi.
Yeah.
I mean, Bahrain's a good track, though, because it gives you a good
Yeah,
testing.
but it gives
Fun to watch in Bahrain because it goes from day to night during the session.
But it already gives teams data on that track, doesn't it? So it's just
Yeah.
Practice becomes boring
yeah.
because practice is just more preseason testing.
In fairness, that's implying practice is exciting.
But it's when Latifi gets pulled.
You're goddamn right. And I mean, it's more exciting when, you know, the teams are up against it because they have a limited amount of running instead of 4 days and then FP1, 2, and 3 data.
Speaking of running, actually, there's a session coming up. I can't remember what race weekend it is, but practice is getting extended because
They're doing a Pirelli tire
yeah.
test. Yeah.
Is that Japan or is that Singapore?
It won't be Singapore. It's
No.
It's either Japan or America. I can't remember which.
Let's find out.
Sense because they haven't been to like those parts of Asia in a while.
It's
It would make
Japan.
sense for it to be there with their new tires.
Free practice 2 in Japan is 7 till 8:30. So it's got an extra half an hour.
It's just like the old sessions.
I wonder if we'll still have that 15-minute lull where nothing happens.
Obviously.
And also the US. If you want to watch free practice for the United States Grand Prix, free practice 2 starts at 11 at night and runs until midnight. Qualifying's 11 till midnight as well.
Sick. I've just finished work.
Yeah, I should be finished work as well, actually. Make it back for practice. Or I'll be doing the clothes, and so I can clean and just have my phone.
I
As I go
literally
about.
finish at 11 p.m.
Yeah. So you'll miss Q1.
I can just have it on the radio as I drive home.
BBC 5 Live Sport. But yeah, so those are the 2 extended practice sessions that are coming up. Not this weekend, but in a few weekends' time. Do you have anything else to discuss this week?
We got fans.
Oh yeah, we need to hear the gossip. Nia got recognised on a night out. Tell us all.
So first night out, I thought I'm gonna wear my Ferrari jacket just to see if I see any F1 fans. Walked into the bar and the guy was there wearing a green Checo jumper with like Checo and 11 on the back. And then took about an hour to talk to him because a couple of my friends were outside for a smoke. We were there as well. He came out and then my friend just shouted Checo at him. She was very pissed.
I mean, that is one way to do an introduction.
And then we were talking for like half an hour at that point. And then we brought up Silverstone and we were saying, me and my friend wanted to go. And then I was like, oh yeah, for context, I've got a podcast and we were thinking of going to the Team WF1 tents, but it's really expensive. And then he was like, oh, you got a podcast? That's really cool. I was like, yeah, 10-5 podcast. And he was like, wait, that's you? And then I started crying.
Wow, you've really got your together.
Oh yeah, I was also quite drunk, but
I'd hope so.
yeah, yeah.
Just burst out laughing, burst out crying at the mention of your podcast.
I've got nothing left.
Can I also just point out, this is a better review than we got of the London E-Prix.
Yeah, that's more interesting.
Yeah.
Way more.
Because I've had to tell this story a couple times to people, so but I hadn't had to tell the London E-Prix because.
So if we asked you again for the London E-Prix, we'd get more.
Yeah, would we actually get a decent review?
So if we just asked you every week for the last like 4 weeks, would we have actually got a review at some stage?
It's bold of you to assume I remember most of it.
That means it really was that boring then.
Yeah, then I was
Turn 5 does the London E-Prix coming next year.
Gonna get banned from the paddock for slagging it off.
Why is there a Dyson on the track?
Anyway, Nia, keep going.
And then I would just stood there talking to him for like the next 2 hours to talk about F1. And then his little review of the podcast was he liked my opinions and he liked the podcast as a whole because we talk about the midfield. And like we actually talk about the whole grid, not just the front runners.
McLaren fans, unite! Get in.
And then he called me the main character for some reason.
You're
Absolute
in
nonsense.
literally
Yeah.
the least amount of episodes.
I know.
Well, I'm glad we had a better structured episode than last week.
I still haven't seen last week, and I don't think I should.
Don't. Just don't. It's an
What
absolute
do you-
riot.
What did you talk about?
Everything.
Just go and watch it. You can't really describe it.
Yeah, there's a reason the thumbnail looks the way it is.
Yeah, I saw that and slightly concerned.
Oh, it's
Yeah,
it's incredible.
probably the worst episode we've ever
What,
produced.
a
No,
worst
no,
episode?
no, no, no.
I mean, when
It's not a
you know when
worst
you-
ever episode.
You know when
No
you
chance.
hover
That's our
over it-
best ever episode. What are you on about?
You know when you hover over videos, you can see like little clips. Of
Yeah.
It's ripped just going like this. So.
Yeah.
I
That
think
sums up
that's
the
so-
episode, to be
yeah.
fair.
That's pretty accurate.
We went to talk about the support series and just didn't.
Yeah.
I mean, we talked about bits of it.
Yeah, glanced over it. Took about 4 attempts as well.
We're just really good.
Do you remember our Monaco 2021 episode?
Oh, it's worse than that.
Yeah, where we ended up talking about Singapore.
But you started talking.
It's
about
worse.
And by worse, he means better.
I think our best episode is the Vettel special. I
But
think
Chris
that's
just
the best
starts
one.
slagging off
Yeah.
Seth. Yeah.
I think
I
that's
had
the
a
brilliant.
best.
plan for that, and it
By a
didn't
mile.
come out well. The plan was to talk about the highs and the lows. It didn't
Yeah,
go
but
well.
you just talked about the lows.
Yeah, because then you started slagging me, so it put me off.
Yeah, for good reason. It's a special about a driver who's won 4 titles. And you're
And
just
I was
slagging him
getting
off
there.
for like a half an hour.
I was getting there.
Take your sweet time about it.
But yeah. Anyway, that wraps up this week's episode of the Turn 5 podcast. Thank you very much for watching. We will see you next week with the Singapore review, the Japan preview. Bye.